Hey guys, I wanted to make a random video about my trip to Lush, and I didn't actually purchase anything in the store yet because I am on a shopping ban and I'm trying to finish at least 6 of my MAC products before I go and purchase anything else because I have so many things right now. I feel like I just need to finish up some of my products before I start buying more. And Lush is one of those things a lot of people on YouTube are really into, and I've heard a lot of great things about this company and this brand, but I've never actually really gone in and looked around at any of their products yet. And part of the reason also is because I'm on this shopping ban. I really have been trying to steer clear of places where I might end up spending money. So I went in there and I just want to talk about my experience in the store and some of the products that I'm interested in going back to try again when I am allowed to go and purchase some more products. So when I went into the store, the first thing I noticed is that, and this was in one of their actual stores, it wasn't one of the counters in Macy's or anything like that. It was an actual Lush store within the mall. And the first thing I noticed when I walked in the store is just the overwhelming smell of all the different fragrances of all their products. And it was a little overwhelming, kind of a little bit nauseating, and you know, most of the time smells don't really bother me, but when it's like a million different fragranty, florally scents all at once, it is a little overwhelming, and it kind of made it a little hard to distinguish the scents of things I was trying to smell. I could pick out smells of things in the products that I was picking up and smelling, but it was just very overwhelming, and I did get a little bit sort of desensitized to it as I was in the store, so I smelled it less and less and less as I was standing in the store. But when I first walked in, it was very overwhelming. It wasn't so overwhelming that I wanted to leave the store immediately or that I found it disgusting or anything like that. Just that's my first impression when I walked in the store. The second thing I noticed was there was a couple of salespeople in there. They were very nice. You know, every time you went and touched something, they wanted to make sure they were there to help you. And I like that in some respects, and I don't like that in others. When I walk into a store, I like to be able to look around and not be bothered by an employee while I'm trying to figure out what I'm looking for or figuring out if I am enjoying what I'm trying or testing out. If I have questions, I usually go and seek out the sales associate. I don't usually like it when they're hovering over you every time you pick up something. And I feel like that happens in a lot of stores like Sephora and Ulta, MAC. What other stores did they do that in? Brighton. And I guess those are stores where there's a lot of little things that I feel like probably people are stealing, and they're just really keeping an eye on everyone to make sure they're not stealing. And I completely understand that, but at the same time, as a shopper, I don't want to be constantly bothered every time I pick up a product and ask 20 questions about why I want to use the product and blah, blah, blah. So anyhow, the sales associates were really nice, and we started looking at some of the soaps and some of the lotions and the bath bombs because I love taking baths, so I was really interested in checking those out. And one of the sales associates asked us if she could give us like a hand sort of, I don't know, what did she even call it? If she could do like a hand treatment on us. So first thing she placed on our hands was a cuticle cream, and I can't remember the names of all the products off the top of my head, but she used this cuticle cream that's made with beeswax and some other things, and we rubbed that all over her hands. And then she used this sea salt exfoliating scrub that's kind of like a blue color, and we rubbed that all over her hands. And then, what did we place on after that? And then we rinsed our hands off, and we placed on there the Dream lotion on our hands after that. And I actually really liked the Dream lotion. I can't wait to go back and actually purchase it. I believe it was something like $22.95 for 8.4 ounces of the product. And the sales associate tells me that one of those larger containers lasts a minimum of 6 months depending upon how often you use it, where you use it, if you use it on your entire body or only on your hands. But I really liked that lotion. It had some, it was oatmeal based, it had a lavender in it, which is one of my favorite fragrances. It has rose in it and a lot of other really nice smells in it. So those were the 3 products we tested out, and by the end of that my hands were super smooth and not rough, so I really liked that about the products. They also tested out and showed us some of the sudsing products that they have and how a bath bomb works, what it looks like in the water, how it suds it up. So that was actually cool to be able to see how the products actually work in action. Now, like I said, I'm really interested in trying some of their bath bombs. I'm really interested in trying some of their lotions because I thought that some of those products were really nice. Now, I don't use a ton of body products. I do spend more of my attention on my face I do try to keep my body exfoliated and moisturized, but I don't really feel the need to have like 30 different products. That being said, my experience was really great in the store. I'm looking forward to going back and actually picking up some of the products. The only thing that kind of turned me off slightly, and I'm really conscious about this when I go into pretty much any store, is the slightly unsanitary nature of the store. Now, I know that when I go into MAC and Sephora and Ulta and I test makeup, that it's something that anyone could have touched and that it could be messy. Now, the reason that I'm a little less hesitant about that is most of the products, when I'm testing them out in Sephora or Ulta, are in packages that are completely wrapped, and they have applicators where you squirt top, applicate it, so someone's hands aren't actually in the product if you're testing out a foundation. Or if you're using a blush, it's going to end up on your cheeks and it's not going to be in your mouth or your nose or your eyes. When I test out a lipstick, I always make sure to have the person sanitize it, or I sanitize it before I place it on my lips, because I'm really cautious of other people's germs and not getting sick. So I'm really careful about thinking about those things. And I do know that when I go into Sephora or Ulta that there always is that off chance that someone has tested something that is sick or has some weird infection of some sort, and I just try to be careful about where I place the products and try to keep them away from my open crevices. Now, the thing I also realize is that the products that I'm buying from Sephora are all prepackaged. They're in safe containers that no one should have hopefully gone into and opened or touched. So I know that the product I'm actually going to buy from Sephora or Ulta or MAC or wherever is completely sanitary. Now, the reason I mention this is because you go into a Lush and they have all of their products kind of open sitting on counters, and anyone can kind of pick up the products and touch it. And when you have the soaps, you have to have someone physically cut them for you to purchase the amount that you want to buy. The bath bombs are all kind of just openly laying out in these containers, and they're not wrapped up. They're not like wrapped up in plastic or anything. So pretty much anyone can just go and pick up and touch the products as they're in the store, which makes me a little bit cautious about using some of those things, because who knows where other people's hands have been. Now, the lotions and some of the other shampoos and other products like that are pre-wrapped and packaged, but a lot of the soaps that you buy, the bath bombs, the massage lotion like bars, they're just open sitting on the counter, and that just made me a little bit hesitant about touching some of the things and wanting to purchase some of them, because who knows who's touched anything anywhere. So that's just kind of my own little strange germophobic kind of feeling about the store. But other than that, I really liked a lot of the products that I saw in there. I liked a lot of the smells. I'm really excited about going back and buying some actual products. But like I said, I'm kind of on a shopping ban right now. So anyways, I hope this gets you guys, some of you guys, excited about it. If any of you are Lush users, maybe you could give me some recommendations on some products, specific products or scents that I should try, because it is a little bit overwhelming when you go in there to try to figure out which things you should test out. So anyways, I hope this was informative for you guys, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I will talk to you guys later.